Hi everyone, my name is Peyton Lunzer and I'm an assistant lecturer in the Learn program. In today's video, we'll learn about the rhetorical context of writing, as well as the importance of unpacking that context in writing assignments and instruction. The goal of this video is to understand how you can use elements of the rhetorical context of a writing situation to guide students to stronger writing. Let's get started. First, let's revisit our understanding of writing. Writing is a method for communicating in any given situation. While it's tempting to view writing as a skill or ability to communicate, I actually find it more helpful to think about writing as the ability to make strategic choices. After all, writing involves a lot of choices. When you're writing something, you have to decide what information you'll include and what information you'll leave out. You have to decide how you will organize that information, what tone you'll use, whether or not you'll include images or visuals, and whether your final product will be on paper, digital, or in some other form. These are only some of the choices that writers must make while composing, which is why it is helpful to conceptualize writing as the ability to make strategic choices. Given this, in the context of university instruction, it is helpful to teach writing as the ability to make choices that fulfill the particular expectations of a given writing assignment. That means that one of the most valuable things we can do as instructors is help students understand what choices they need to make and how to make those choices when working on an assignment. This is where unpacking the rhetorical context can improve student comprehension and outcomes. Understanding the rhetorical context of any given situation can help writers make the best choices when composing their text. The rhetorical context consists of 5 elements: author, audience, purpose, genre, and context. It's helpful to think about how each of these elements relates to the choices that a writer makes. For example, understanding the rhetorical context helps writers tailor their message to their intended audience. By knowing who they are writing for, writers can adjust their tone, language, and content to effectively communicate with their readers. They can also make strategic decisions about what information to share about themselves as the author of the text. Recognizing the purpose behind a piece of writing allows writers to stay focused on their goal, whether that's informing, persuading, entertaining, or something else. Similarly, knowing the conventions and expectations within a specific genre helps writers follow those conventions and expectations, and knowing the specific circumstances surrounding a piece of writing can help students situate their piece within larger conversations. It's important to note that sometimes instructors assume students already know the purpose, genre, or audience when they assign a certain kind of writing. But often, students carry previous knowledge into courses in ways that don't quite fit the new context. By just writing better assignment descriptions, or by having a discussion about rhetorical context when you assign a project, you can save your students and yourself a lot of headache. Explaining the details of the rhetorical context means helping students think critically about the choices they need to make in response to a given writing situation. Some of the questions a student might ask about their rhetorical context are: who are my intended readers? How much do my readers already know about my topic? What is my purpose for writing? What kind of change do I want to bring about in my readers' understanding of my topic? What genre is most appropriate for my context? What are the features of this genre? And how is this genre shaped by the values and expectations of the audience? Overall, unpacking rhetorical context can help student writers make strategic choices when composing their text. This leads to clearer communication and stronger writing assignments. As an instructor, there are several things you can do to teach students to unpack the rhetorical context of writing assignments. One thing you can do is address how each of these elements commonly appears in your discipline. For example, instead of assuming that students already know how to organize information in a lab report, spend some class time explaining the genre conventions of reports. Another idea is having a conversation with students about who in your field typically produces and reads the things they will be writing. Whether the aim is reporting information, analyzing data, constructing an argument based in data or research, or something else, make it clear what distinct purpose writing in your field has. Also, as you unpack the rhetorical context of your assignments, realize that you are actually helping students better understand specific values, habits, and expectations in your field. Another way you can help students is by building writing assignments that make these elements clear. This might mean imagining an audience for a writing prompt, clearly identifying the genre conventions that students must adhere to, or providing relevant contextual details. Chapter 4 of John Bean and Dan Melzer's book, Engaging Ideas, is a great resource for making the rhetorical context of writing assignments clear. Lastly, address these elements in your assessment of student writing. Give feedback that speaks directly to how well the student addressed an intended audience, to whether or not the student adhered to genre expectations, and to what extent the student achieved their purpose. All right, it's time to review. The elements of the rhetorical context are author, audience, purpose, genre, and context. Understanding the rhetorical context can help students understand what choices they'll have to make while writing. It also helps them make these choices for the needs of the assignment. You can do things like include a specific audience, acknowledge genre expectations, or provide relevant context to guide students to thinking about the rhetorical context of your assignment.